Welcome to The Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled you're tuning in today. We're going to unpack something that is universally experienced by pretty much everyone. But let's be honest, it often feels incredibly daunting. We're talking about the art of introducing yourself in English. Whether you're stepping into a brand new classroom, joining a new team, or traveling abroad, knowing how to confidently share who you are is without a doubt your most powerful tool. So let's dive right in and build your conversational toolkit from the ground up.
So think about it. What do you actually usually say when introducing yourself? Think back to your first day of school or maybe your first day at a new job. Remember that flutter in your stomach? It's completely relatable. Walking up to a stranger and breaking the silence takes real courage. What words do you lean on to break the ice and make a new friend? Having a structured, reliable set of phrases is a total game changer. It takes all that nervous energy and instantly turns it into confidence.
Here is our quick roadmap for today's explainer. First up, building new connections. Second, basic identity questions. Third, using pronouns. Fourth, introducing friends to others. And finally, number 5, a paired role-play dialogue practice.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, Building New Connections.
You know, when you're learning a new language, you aren't just memorizing dry grammar rules. You are literally forging keys to unlock new friendships and experiences. Your English vocabulary is essentially your passport to connecting with people you otherwise might never get to speak to. Take our student here, Galong, for example. Notice just how simple and welcoming his introduction is. He just says, "Hi, my name's Galong. I'm from Kalimantan." With just 2 short, punchy sentences, he gives us his name and his origin. It's direct, it's super friendly, and it immediately gives the listener a geographic hook to ask more questions about. You really don't need a grand speech to make an amazing first impression.
Moving right along to Section 2, Basic Identity Questions.
Curiosity is the absolute engine of any good conversation. Once the ice is broken, the conversation actually needs to flow, right? And to keep it going, you need a structural cheat sheet. You have the core questions on one side: what's your name? Where do you live? How old are you? And on the flip side, the structural responses: my name's, I live on, I'm years old. These basic building blocks form your essential toolkit. If you can master this simple ping pong of asking and answering, you can comfortably navigate almost any basic social encounter in English.
Let's actually look at this in action. Galang is at recess and meets his classmate, Andre. They use those exact toolkit questions we just talked about. They ask about each other's age and where they live. But what I absolutely love here is that they take it a step further by asking, what's your hobby? By pushing past just the basic, dry facts, they discover they both love mobile gaming and fishing. And honestly, that right there is how a polite introduction turns into a real friendship. Okay, Section 3, Using Pronouns. As your social circle inevitably grows, you won't just be talking about yourself. You're going to be talking about your friends, maybe even when they aren't in the room. This is exactly where pronouns come in. They are essentially word replacements for people or things. Imagine repeating someone's name over and over again in a story. It sounds incredibly robotic, doesn't it? Instead, you use a pronoun. They are vital structural tools that make your everyday sentences flow smoothly and naturally.
Now, the absolutely crucial point here is understanding the difference between singular and plural. Think about singular pronouns like I, you, he, she, and it. For example, I am a student. Now compare that to plural pronouns like they and we. Notice how the whole sentence shifts to they are students. The verb changes from am to are, and student suddenly gets an S at the end. It's a small detail, but getting this right is exactly what makes your English sound polished and clear to native speakers.
Which brings us to Section 4, Introducing Friends to Others. This is such a critical social skill. Introducing someone you already know to someone entirely new. This is where you get to be the bridge between two people. Andre is doing exactly that here. He knows Galang and he knows his classmate Manita, but Galang and Manita don't know each other at all. So Andre steps in and effortlessly facilitates the connection. Notice his body language, open and welcoming. But what exactly are the words he uses to pull this off so smoothly? Let's break it down.
It really is just a simple 3-step procedure. Step 1, the greeting. A quick hi or good morning sets the tone perfectly. Step 2, introducing someone. You just use the phrase this is, like this is Manita, and maybe toss in a detail using a pronoun like she's from my class. And finally, Step 3, the parting. Wrapping it all up politely with a see you later. Breaking it down into these 3 simple steps makes the whole social interaction so much less intimidating, don't you think?
And finally, Section 5, Paired Role-Play Dialogue Practice.
Okay, we've covered the theory, the grammar, and the steps. Now it's time to synthesize absolutely everything we've learned into a real-world scenario. To really lock this in, we are stepping out of the classroom and into a professional adult setting. In this scenario, we have a patient giving their personal details to a receptionist at a medical clinic. This perfectly illustrates that the exact same basic identity questions we use to make new friends are the very same ones used in formal, everyday adult environments.
Imagine the dynamic, fast-paced vibe of a busy clinic. The receptionist needs multiple pieces of information, and they need them efficiently. They ask, "Can you give me your full name and date of birth? Also, what is your address?" Notice how 3 of our core identity questions, name, age or date of birth, and location, are seamlessly bundled together into one polite professional request.
And here is how you confidently supply that exact information using the structures we just covered. The patient replies, "Sure, it's Alonso Pablo Diaz, and my date of birth is November 4, 1995. My address is 27 Calle de Atocha." It's precise, it uses that foundational "my blank is" structure perfectly, and it gives the receptionist exactly what they need without missing a beat.
But wait, the conversation isn't quite over. The receptionist plays conversational ping pong with a really great follow-up question. Just one more question. What do you do for work? This is an incredibly common identity question in the adult world. It functions just like asking, "What's your hobby?" on the schoolyard. It's asking for a defining, personal detail to complete the picture.
And the patient concludes the role play brilliantly by utilizing a singular pronoun. "I am a teacher at the school across the street." By saying "I am," he states his profession clearly and finishes the data collection process incredibly smoothly. You can see how all the foundational elements we talked about today, from basic questions to pronoun usage, come together to make everyday life function. We've seen how simple structures and just a little bit of vocabulary can completely open doors to new friendships and help you navigate the world with real confidence. The tools are absolutely in your hands now. So, I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought. Who will you introduce yourself to today? Don't wait around. Step out there, use what you've learned, and make a brand new connection. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.